Hello and welcome to a new review of another deck from my collection, which is going to be sold as well. This is the Akai stereo cassette deck HX-R44. This is an auto-reverse deck, and auto-reverse decks are not usually found with a lot of expensive features. There are very few 3-head auto-reverse decks. This is a 2-head deck, a modest deck. However, it's also not only nice, but it has some decent features and a complete display. And this unit sounds fantastic. This is the deck with a modern look, futuristic look that Akai was quite usual, a brand that usually made futuristic look to their decks. And this is an auto-reverse deck with the usual controls. You can see that it's playing in one direction. I can change the directions with this button, fast forward, rewind. To record, you press this button, and another one to select the recording direction. You can have the deck in recording mode, as I am here now. And I press stop. You can cancel recording. These two buttons have a function that I don't know them now. I haven't studied the manual enough. I'm a quite bad YouTuber that doesn't prepare his videos. This is the recording level. I'm pressing it and you can see how it lets you see the level of the recording. You can select the auto reverse mode. That's the usual function. You have an auto reverse, and you have here an indication also of the type of tape inserted. When I open the door, it detects metal, but when I press this sensor here, should change to, I want that to change to chrome and I can't find the correct way. Anyway, let's play. So, very simple but beautiful deck. Has Dolby VNC, of course, and has the usual timer, start, record or play function. And now we're going to have a look at the internals. Okay, so here we can see the internals. This is the deck without any cover or front panel. The deck is fairly simple, apparently. Looks like it's easy to service, but it's actually not, because you can't access the motherboard from below, sorry. And the logic board is here, is connected to the main board with these connectors, and if you want to try out some things or make some measurements while choosing or replacing some component, you have to disassemble it, replace the component and reassemble it, and you can only measure from this side, also the logic board from this side. You would have to make a lot of work just to try something. In other decks, the bottom plate is removable and you can access from below and replace some component. Okay, this is the power supply. Very simple, very few components. It's not a complicated. Looks like it has 2 diode bridge rectifiers, and it's quite simple. This is the audio board, the motherboard. Well, it's actually just the audio, where the playback and recording circuits are placed. We have the usual variable resistors to adjust the levels, recording level, playback level, and so on. These are the Dolby circuits. I think these are Dolby circuits, yeah. This HX-R44 is the Dolby circuit. I think that these are actually quite old circuits, but this deck has Dolby C, so they aren't that old. Okay, the front panel, you can see here is a board with the buttons. These were actually quite modern switches, I think, for the era. This is the beautiful display, and this is the mechanism from this part. The mechanism itself has some plastic parts that are very weak and they break easily. I have one part here that broke yesterday, and in this deck I had to make this rebuilding with a metallic part made by myself, and that's glue, epoxy glue, to hold this. This is where the door is held to the front panel. Taking a look at the mechanism, we can see it has two motors. This is the capstan fast forward and rewind motor. It's continually spinning in this deck, and this is the mode motor. It raises and lowers the heat block and also does the auto reverse. This doesn't move the tape, it's just to move the mechanism blocks. We are going to have a better look at the auto reverse here. I'm gonna remove this part which is not needed and can block the view now. So here we have it. Let's play. I will switch into reverse mode now. You can see that the head rotates and the pinch rollers are chosen, one of them, depending on the direction of the tape, which is the unique way to have an auto reverse deck. I don't know if there are double capstan auto reverse deck that spin backwards the flywheels. I don't think so. So this flywheel, we have two flywheels, and the way the belt goes through them make both spin in opposite direction. Both flywheels spin in opposite direction. Another curious and unusual feature of this mechanism is that the capstan have these rollers which are meant to move the spindles directly when play mode is engaged, but not when fast forward or rewind. So you'll see that when I press play button, there's here a lever that moves this rubber, gets in contact with the capstan, and that's how it spindles the take-up reel, which I think it's not a very good idea. However, if we go into fast forward, then there's the usual gear mechanism that moves the tape. Fast forward, rewind. In rewind, the auto stop mechanism detects no movement and stops the tape. And that's how it moves the spindles.